Hello and welcome to the video. And guys, this is something I've been wanting to implement into my channel for quite a while now. I am a huge movie buff. I mean, look at my office. I got movie posters hanging everywhere. I love good movies. I love great storytelling, and I love learning how these great movies are made. So don't be surprised if every so often you see a video on my channel about one of my all-time favorite movies, or if a new movie comes out that really impacts me. You know, I really want to get movie content into my channel in some fashion, but you know, it's not going to get in the way of my normal content that I do make. But tonight, I just got back from seeing, written and directed by Peter Jackson, They Shall Not Grow Old, only in theaters for 2 days, December 17th and again on December 27th. So if you watch this video and decide you do want to see it, get your tickets now. So guys, let's dive right into this. I'd like to think that we've all seen World War I footage, and we all kind of know what to expect when we think of it. Fuzzy images of men going off to war with fast film speeds that remind you of old Charlie Chaplin films, and that's basically what the whole world has come to expect when they think of footage that's literally over 100 years old, and it's those expectations that director Peter Jackson was up against when he began work on this World War I theatrical documentary that is made up of digitally restored footage of British soldiers that focuses on life in the trenches during the Great War. And the beautiful thing about this digitally restored footage is that these people just become human beings. I mean, you can see the happiness on their faces. You can see the terror in their eyes when they're shaking in the trenches. You can see the joy on their faces when they're just laughing together. And there's actually quite a bit of humor in this movie as well. And I believe that humor comes from the fact that a lot of these guys were just kids. They were young men that liked goofing off and joking around the exact same way that I do or you do with your friends today. And it just gives you the most brutally honest look at World War I that I don't think the world has seen before. And it just shows you that even though 100 years has passed, this war was fought by human beings. And you know, a lot of these guys actually wanted to go to war because they thought it would be an adventure, but they had no idea what hells awaited them on the front lines in the trenches. And this movie does not shy away from that brutality at all. It really does show you, you know, the stresses of what it's like to be under constant artillery fire. When a sniper takes out a guy right next to you and he just dies in the mud and is decaying, and trench foot and the rats. This movie has all of that, but the brutality does not take center stage because, you know, it's about the people. And that's what this movie is trying to convey, is that real human beings had to endure these hardships. You know, it wasn't just a bunch of Charlie Chaplin's no-face people that we've seen in World War I footage that we all kind of know, but this was endured by real people just like you and just like me. So even if you've seen World War I footage before, you just haven't seen it like this. And the amount of care and detail that went into the restoration itself is extraordinary. They pulled out actual World War I uniforms just to make sure they got the colors correct. They went and visited the actual locations of these battles to make sure they got the color of the grass and the dirt and the trees just right. And they recorded the actual caliber of artillery whizzing through the air and exploding, because it's all those little details combined that give you the most accurate depiction of what it was like for these average guys going through this awful war. And that's honestly what this movie is about, and what it's trying to achieve, is that, you know, these were real people that went through just an awful experience, and this movie is just trying to show you that in a way you have not seen it before. Guys, I really enjoyed this movie, and if you're a big history buff or enjoy a good documentary, I highly recommend you see this movie. I mean, the entire movie from beginning to end has commentary from veterans from World War I, and that's cool in and of itself. And if you want to catch this movie in theaters, it's going to be playing in select theaters for one more night on December 27th. So if you're interested, go ahead and get your tickets now. Make sure you get yourself a seat. And if you enjoy like making of documentaries of movies, not only does this movie have an intro from Peter Jackson, it's got an outro with a making of documentary after the credits for the film. So it just feels like this movie is not only made for history buffs, but, you know, film lovers as well. And if you don't know very much about World War I, or if you've seen the footage but you want to see it in the most brutally honest way possible, then I highly recommend you see this movie. But guys, that's all I got for today. And if you like this video, then that's pretty cool. Then I must not have done too bad for my first movie review. But I do make new videos every week, so be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.